I'm gonna teach you how you can start dropshipping with little to no money. Over the past month, I've made just about 60K in profit, and I'm not gonna sell you a course. I'm not gonna do any of this stuff all these other dropshipping gurus love to do. I'm just gonna give you an easy guide that you can follow to actually start making profit dropshipping. Whether you keep trying over and over and nothing seems to work, or if this might just be your first time trying dropshipping, either way, I'm gonna teach you how you can get started. This video is gonna cover a variety of different topics and a decent amount of depth. So if you need to skip around or go back to certain parts of the video, then feel free to go ahead and do that. Okay, so the first thing that we're gonna need is obviously a product. And the way I like to start finding a product is we're gonna go ahead, open our good old TikTok app, and we're gonna need a new account to do this because we're gonna try and kind of hack the algorithm into showing us good products. And okay, so we're gonna make a new account. This one that I have right here isn't really that new, but it should still work because I don't really go on the For You page for this. Okay, yeah, so we're gonna search up something like TikTok made me buy it, because this is gonna show us a lot of things that are obviously drop ships. So there's going to be a lot of different products that we can use on here. We're just going to kind of scroll, and when we're first starting, go ahead, look through all of these videos and just like them, comment if you want to. You probably don't really have to comment, but like them, save them, and just go through like as many as you can, like, save, and see if there's any of these that you do like. A lot of these are probably going to be a bit older. They might be a month or two old at this point, which is still decently new, but if they were already kind of an old product to begin with, then this is not going to be a good one to settle down with. But anyways, we're just going to scroll through these, keep going, and eventually if you don't find a product that you like, it's okay, because the whole point of doing this is now TikTok is gonna gradually start showing you more and more drop shipped products on your For You page. So whenever you get something on your For You page, you're just gonna go like it, do the same thing we're doing right now, like it and save it, and eventually TikTok's gonna start showing you more and more until you eventually start seeing products that are brand new, that are just hitting the For You page that no one else has seen yet, besides obviously the few people that are drop shipping it already. We're just gonna scroll through. I'm gonna show you a backup plan that you can use if you just can't really seem to find anything on TikTok, because this strategy will probably take at least a few days if you really want to find the perfect one. But yeah, the next thing we're gonna do is we're gonna go to the TikTok Creative Center. So I'll go ahead and pull that up over here for you guys. TikTok Creative Center. And this is on a brand new Chrome account, so you're gonna see this like a complete beginner. What we're gonna do is go to Creative Center. We're gonna log in. Okay, so just made an account real quick. We're gonna go over to Inspiration, Top Ads Dashboard, and it's gonna show us a bunch of different things that we can choose from. Firstly, I'd recommend putting the United States just because that's probably the country we're going to be targeting. Industry, I'd recommend you start off with beauty and personal care. Objective, we're going to go for conversions to see what's actually, converting as a good ad. The time frame, you can leave at 30 days or you can do 7 if you want to. Either one of them are pretty recent. I just would not recommend doing 180, but just for the sake of this video, we'll go ahead and change it to 7 days. Obviously English, we're gonna leave that. Non-Spark ads, we're gonna go ahead and leave non-Spark ads on because that's gonna show us stuff that isn't basically run by bigger companies for the most part. There are still gonna be some bigger companies in this, but you'll see what I mean if you go ahead and look through it. Likes, you can leave alone. And we're gonna go ahead and just search through these. All of these are gonna be pretty much drop shipped products. And like if we go over here, just look over it really quick. This one is, just a drop shipped product for whitening your teeth. Teeth whitening stuff is pretty played out at this point. I'm sure maybe in some cases, if you have the perfect ad, it might work. but I'd recommend staying away from that. And you can kind of tell because the top CTR, it's in the top 15% of CTR. That's not really what we're looking for. I'd recommend looking for anything that is above 5%, so really lower than 5% since it's top percentages. But if it's anywhere from top 1% to top 5%, then you're probably looking at a good product, right? And it doesn't necessarily mean that the top 1% is the best thing you can find, because it just might not have that much data into it that's, you know, really accounting for it. But generally you will find better products. So right here, these are two pretty good examples of something that we would look for. One is a natural hair growth oil. This one is a pretty good one. Obviously everyone wants their hair to look good, and also the one next to it looks pretty good. We're gonna look at the first one first though, to just kind of run you through it. As you can see, top 1%, she says, please stay away from this natural hair growth oil. Now I have to cut your hair. And so she's really obviously getting your attention with that hook. As you can see, their website is pretty clean. We can go ahead and open it and kind of look at how theirs is set up. If you were to click on this, it looks like a pretty clean website. You wouldn't necessarily, you know, immediately expect it to be a drop shipped products, but they have testimonials on here showing you progress, you know, 8 months, a year, whatever. And they go into some of this other stuff on here, which, oh, and then they have customer reviews, which is really good. If anything, this might have a little bit too much stuff on it, but I don't know, that's okay. And if we go ahead and look at their website, they do kind of have, they kind of do have too much stuff on here, but I still think the product could be a good product, and judging by their click-through ratio, it looks like it's doing pretty good. Okay, yeah, so anyway, this one looks pretty good. I'm just gonna use this one as an example. Obviously, you're gonna want to do a bit more research on this. If you're actually drop shipping the products, I'd recommend you spend probably like a good hour looking at this at least. And first, I would recommend the other strategy we were talking about at first. But yeah, once we find a good product, or what we think might be a good product, that's when I like to go ahead, open up Amazon, and we're just gonna look and see if we can find either, you know, this product or something really similar to it. This is a pretty broad product, so obviously, you know, it's gonna be pretty easy to find, and there's going to be already a lot of sales. But if you had something that was a little bit more niche, this would definitely be really helpful to see. So if we just search up hair growth oil, like I said, already know there's going to be a lot of stuff since this is a pretty broad product. So, you know, obviously we can see that these things, you can check and see how many sales they're getting. Obviously you can go to their reviews and see how they're doing. I'm not going to dive too deep into this just because this is a broad product and we already know it's doing well. So yeah, if we were going to use this as an example, obviously we would go over to Shopify and make our store. I'm not going to go ahead and run you through a whole store in this video just because it's pretty complex. I'd end up probably making another video, a separate one on that if you guys need help. But before we talk about Shopify, I want to talk about AutoDS, which is something that you're really going to need if you want to start dropshipping. AutoDS is partnering with me to give you guys your first month free. AutoDS has actual high quality products that people wouldn't expect to be dropshipped. Some other dropshipping YouTubers might tell you to use suppliers like AliExpress, which is absolutely insane to do in 2024. Their products are too low quality and the ship times are just insane. If you don't use a supplier like AutoDS, the truth is that people are just not going to be willing to wait these 2-week time periods to get their products anymore. At least not in today's dropshipping climate. Like I said, it's all okay though. Make sure to get your first month free with the link down below in the description. And yeah, let's go ahead and move on with the video. So we're gonna go ahead and use AutoDS. Obviously, go ahead, sign up for an AutoDS account that I put below in the description with my affiliate link. Once you go ahead and get that set up, I'm not really going to show you the full integration into this video. Like I said, I'll make a separate one for that if you guys need help. And also, I just want to say, guys, if you need any direct help for this, go ahead, message me either on Instagram. I don't know if I'm going to put my Instagram or my Discord in this, because like I said, I'm not ever going to sell a course. I don't want to sell a course and try to profit off of something that you guys know you can find online. I'll use affiliate links, right? Speaking of affiliate links, we have AutoDS, but I'm not going to charge you for something that you are going to have to put in the work yourself, right? I don't want to go ahead and sell you something that you're going to have to do yourself anyway, right? You're going to have to learn how to do this. So yeah, go ahead, shoot me a message on Instagram if you want to. I also have Fund Fuel, which I'm launching, which is basically going to be not really a course. Even if you want to view it as a course, it's going to be completely free. It will never cost money, where I'm going to be doing giveaways, just host conversations with you guys in that server. So yeah, if you guys are interested in any of that, go ahead and click the other link in the description.
Do you know it costs money to eat food?
Let's go ahead and move on. So on your end, go ahead, sign up for Shopify. Just go ahead, make an account. They have a free trial going on. I'll also put a link to that down below in the description if you want to go ahead and click that. You don't have to if you don't want to, but yeah, go ahead, sign up for Shopify, get your stuff started. And before I get into the actual website process of it, I just want to go over briefly, like talking about the ethics of marketing your drop shipped products, because I think there really is a sliding scale of ethics that you can use for drop shipping, at least in the advertising sense. Obviously, you can have this whole debate on whether or not you think drop shipping is ethical to begin with, which I think it is 100%, right, if you're doing the advertising. But where I think it can get a little bit unethical is if you're being deceptive with your advertising and doing, this is where it starts to get a little bit tricky. Obviously, you don't want to be deceiving people, but you also do want to be advertising your product in a way that's going to get people interested, right? So you can go ahead and make these crazy claims, just make sure they're not too crazy and untrue, right? And another thing that we're going to talk about later on in the video, once we get to the promotion part of it and running ads, is kind of running ads in a gimmicky kind of way. This is going to be more so if you're doing organic posts. But yeah, we'll talk about that later on in the video. Okay, so instead of me making a full-on store right now, I'm just gonna go ahead and show you guys some examples. As you can see, we got some wild stuff on the screen right now, but we're gonna go ahead, do the same thing we did before. TikTok made me buy it, and we're just gonna go and look at some of their stores, and that will help us kind of differentiate between what we would want to make our stores look like and what we wouldn't want our stores to look like. So, okay, let me make an account real quick. So first, let's start off with the product that we were actually thinking of drop shipping, right? Theoretically, like I said, this landing page is pretty good. I think that with TikTok, you really don't need to add as much stuff as they did add, just because people on TikTok are likely just going to be clicking it and buying it. They're going to be sold once they see the advertisement, right? As opposed to something like Facebook ads, where people might want to learn more about the product on the product page. And as you can see over here, they give a lot of detail. And this is something that you can obviously change later on once your store is running and you have ads running. But yeah, overall, this part, the product page, doesn't look too bad. But once we go to their actual homepage and look at all their products, we can see that things honestly start to fall apart a little bit. First of all, their logo is not the greatest, if I gotta be honest. It just doesn't look that clean. The color scheme is a little bit off, I feel like. There's kind of just a lot of colors going on. You see we got kind of a purple up here. This is like pinkish purple. And then we have different button colors, different font colors. The header isn't black, it's gray, it's like blackish gray. And then we have a photo up here, doesn't really fit, to be honest. And then obviously just all these different colors, right? This just isn't that clean. You can have a lot cleaner of a website. And then when we go to shop, you can see they just add a whole lot, right? They are all generally in the same niche, so that is okay. But likely you won't need to make a store with all these different products. This is sort of a general store. It's all in the same niche, but like you're not gonna need a store with anti-gravity aerial yoga hammocks and hair growth oil, right? You're just not gonna need it. You might have 1 or 2 products on there, maybe even 3, whatever. But once you get to the point of having like over 10 products, that's when you know you should probably focus down on one product in specific, because this means that they're probably diverting their focus from just one product into all these different products. Like, did they make ads for each and every one of these products, and did they all fail, right? That's might be one of the reasons why they're not getting that much success, because they're not focusing on one certain product, right? And the reviews, they should probably add some reviews imported from Amazon. But anyway, that's enough of what I don't want to say bad, but really not the greatest, not ideal website. When we go to TikTok, if we go to TikTok made me buy it, obviously there is, like, look at this one. This one is crazy looking. That's pretty old though. So let me see. I don't know how to sort things on computer. Okay, anyway, this is one that I've been seeing pop up a lot. The holographic fan. Overall, it seems pretty cool. The fan starts spinning and then you get to see stuff. This is an example of a pretty good ad, but we're not going to look at the ads yet because I don't want to get you guys too confused yet. We're going to go ahead, look at the store. This is an organic one, so they don't have the link right there. They should have it in their bio. Oh, they don't even have it clickable yet. That's going to impact their sales pretty negatively. Okay, so we're going to go to their site. I already have it opened up over here, and I have it in the mobile view, which is obviously what most people are going to be watching TikTok on. And as you can see, it's pretty clean. The header isn't going all the way. I don't know if that's just because I'm like on a simulated mobile device, but overall it looks pretty good. As you can see, the product image is right here. I would say the product image, they could probably get a better one. They're probably just using, the first thing they saw from their supplier. But they have this, they have the different plugs. Most of them are going to be from the US, so it makes sense, have US first. They have the video right here. Obviously that's really important to have, because if you just look at this, you don't even know what you're looking at, right? So that's why I think the product image, you probably can change it up a little bit. They have their sale going, frequently asked questions. Overall, it's pretty clean. I think the format is pretty good. They have the reviews at the bottom, and they have the FAQ. The reviews, I think overall it's pretty clean. Maybe a bit much, but I think it should definitely pass. Now let's look at their overall site. And first of all, their logo, it's pretty cool. I think it looks good. If we go to their homepage, oh, they don't even have a homepage. Maybe they do. Okay, they do have a homepage. Oh no, they don't have a homepage. This is their homepage, that might be kind of off-putting for a customer. I would recommend still making a homepage, even though we are trying to direct people straight to the product link. Like I said, you should be able to pass with it. It's just that a customer might click on this and be a little bit confused, right? They don't know that this is drop shipped, right? They don't know it's a drop shipped product. So when they click on this, it's kind of off-putting to see that, right, this is the homepage. There's only one thing on here, right? They don't know that you're only selling one product. But anyway, I'm not gonna get on them too bad for that. We are mainly looking for the product page. Overall, things look pretty good, assuming the tracking and everything works. We go to all products. Yeah, they're just selling this one, whatever. They didn't really need this. Maybe they might be adding stuff to the website. I don't know. It might be in development as we're talking about it. But yeah, this is a pretty good website, right? I don't have too many complaints about it as far as the product page goes. Like I said, maybe have a better product image. But let's see if there's any other websites that we can quickly go over on TikTok. Another one that we're gonna go over right now is just, because of the season, we have the summer one. Like I said, we'll talk about the advertising style in a little bit. Let's look at their website first. So when we go over here, they have their website. Seems like they're doing pretty good. Obviously this was their biggest one with 13.4 mil, and we're gonna go over it. But yeah, as you can tell, they really do a good job of taking videos of this stuff. Okay, so right when we open it up, they have the get 15% off your first order. That I usually don't add these, but you can add it. It's not a bad marketing tactic to, you know, give people a discount right when they click. But anyway, let's open this up. Okay, it's not letting me open up in mobile. I don't know if they disabled right clicking or something on this, but yeah, overall, just from judging the website in a desktop version, it looks like it's pretty clean. The banner, it's all right. There's kind of a lot of stuff going on up there, but yeah, if we scroll down, some things I would say is probably get rid of this from your products page. I wouldn't have I would try to minimize as much as you're looking at on the product page if it doesn't have to deal with the product itself. But the product image is pretty nice. They have, you know, 3 different variants, not much to choose from, which is good, right? You just want to give them what they want to buy and they can buy it. 50% off sale right here, shipping calculated later. They have some extra images that look pretty nice. They have the frequently bought together, which I guess, I don't even know what this is. Is this a ice container? Yeah, it's an ice bucket. That, I mean, it could do well, I don't know. And then, okay, I guess they have a bunch of other stuff. They are all related, obviously, like fan, summer stuff to keep you cool. But yeah, if you scroll down, seems like it's pretty clean. Should be clean on mobile too. They have, you know, everything kind of separated by this nice little wave animation for the summer. And yeah, overall this is a pretty good website too. The product page seems like it's kind of similar to the last one. They have more videos. I'd recommend, you probably don't need extra videos on here, and I'd get rid of something like this newest releases section, just because it kind of adds clutter after a certain point, right? Especially if you're on mobile, you're not even looking at it in this wide version, you're looking at it from portrait. So there's kind of a lot to scroll through. No one is gonna look through all of this stuff, so you don't really need it. Kind of just adds clutter, like I said. But overall, not a bad product. Once again, let's just look at their shop. We already kind of saw it, right? But just look at it really quick. They have this as their homepage. It's all right. People aren't really gonna be looking at their homepage. So yeah, products, maybe they could slim them down. I don't know, they might be doing well with the summer. But yeah, they have testimonials. Seems all right. And yeah, now let's start to talk a little bit about advertising. So we're just gonna go to TikTok and look at a few different ads that they have on here. Let's just go in a row right here. So this one, obviously right away, when you click this, you're wondering like, what is this? What am I looking at right now? What is this wobbly whatever? And you can tell like with comments over here, people are already commenting that, that's not a bad thing, right? You want to get people talking about it. You want to get the engagement going, right? Let's go ahead and see what it's about.
Down in the summer. Let's see how fast it freezes under tap water. After literally only a minute, you can already see it crystallizing and freezing up. After 5 minutes, it's basically slush, so it's the perfect time to squish it and it feels so satisfying. After 8 minutes, it's completely frozen and solidified, and now we can wear it again for a few hours. So if you haven't heard, this is an ice ring and it's supposed to cool you down in the summer.
So yeah, I think it's not a bad product. It's a little bit drawn out because keep in mind, these are all organic videos that we're watching. These are not going to be advertisements, right? People are not just going to scroll upon this. You're going to have this recommended to someone. So the hook isn't bad, right? Obviously, the main part of the hook is just wondering what that is. But once they get to this point, the actual body of the advertisement is a little bit drawn out. I guess it ended up doing well though, so that's all right. And then they close it off with, just a loop or whatever. So overall, not a bad advertisement. If we go on to something like this, This one, just judging off of it, it seems like a good one. Do not let your boyfriend see
Do
this.
not let your boyfriend see this device. Let me explain why. This is the world's most advanced.
So as you can see, a lot of guys are probably gonna want something like this to get their forearm stronger. You know, if they're not going to the gym, or even if they are going to the gym, they can have this little portable forearm workout. Seems pretty cool. Like, and they did bring this up too. I was just about to mention that. It seems cooler than, you know, one of these I don't even know what they're called, but forearm flexors, forearm grips, whatever you want to call them. They get into the body pretty quick, and they bring up a lot of points. The grip meter is insane. This actually seems pretty cool. Like, me watching this right now, I want to buy this thing, right? So they do a pretty good job of advertising that. Yeah, but if we scroll through, we'll go back to the one we were looking at before, just as one final advertisement example that we're gonna look at. But yeah, we're gonna go ahead and click on this. Before we watch a full video, I just wanna show you this. Like, you can tell by their thumbnails, this is a really visually engaging advertisement. When you see this just makes you feel cold. Like, if you're in the heat in your house and you're like, oh my gosh, I wish I felt cold, this would definitely make you feel like, oh my gosh, I gotta buy this now. So you can see the cold air mist. I don't even know 100% how this stuff works, but it looks like it works. That's what matters, right? So when you scroll through these, let's look at this one. This one is 13.4 mil views. And this is a pretty good ad because they're selling you the feeling of feeling cold in the summer. Like, oh my gosh, I need this. They don't even have any audio, or they don't have any speech in this one. They just have imagine this in the summer, right? Because the product speaks for itself, which is what we need for something like this. And then they finish off with a call to action, link in bio, which is obviously you need a call to action. But yeah, overall seems like a great ad. Let's just look at one more that they have. They have their other thing that they were promoting, so they're kind of dueling together. And as you can see, like, the comments are pretty good. Not all of them are from the US, I guess, but these are pretty good. How to buy, wow, how many days the shipping takes, why are your videos so good, whatever, right? These are pretty good comments to have. That means that this product is probably doing pretty well. Before we move on from advertising, there's one more thing that's pretty important to remember. And that's that what you're advertising, you want to make it seem like it isn't necessarily an ad, right? At least not an ad by a company, because when someone learns that something is an advertisement, they're immediately not going to want to engage with the content. They're not going to want to like it. They're not going to want to obviously buy it right away. You're going to have to persuade them to do that. But a good example of what's going to happen when you are flushing this down someone's face in a way that seems too much like an ad is, I don't know if you guys are on Instagram Reels, but you'll see on like the videos where people are purposely playing video games bad, and then they have like a bunch of hate comments, or you'll have videos where it's like nice try fed in the comment section. And overall, it's just like a counter attack against all the ads that are going on. So you definitely don't want to, obviously all of these are well performing ads since they're all doing pretty good, which, as I was talking about in the beginning of the video, there is kind of the gimmick type of advertising, which I don't know if you really want to get into. The gimmick type is pretty much 100% going to be organic ads and organic videos, not something that you're going to sponsor, because it's not really going to have the scalability that you would have if you made an actual video. So, and what I mean by gimmick ads is you might see some people drop shipping where they're either being deceptive or they're doing something that is purposely meant to get your attention as kind of a joke, right? I wouldn't necessarily describe this as that, but one thing that might be deceptive is I seen one where this guy was bouncing a basketball and he was like, oh, this is the world's first silent basketball, which is obviously not true. Most people are not going to buy that. Most people are not going to believe that, and they're not going to want to buy the product. But a lot of people will engage with it and be like, obviously this is not silent, whatever. I saw another video where they had like the AI voice and it was saying the N-word or whatever, and people were commenting like, well, what is this type of ad like? Who's promoting it like this? And like I said, that could work if you want to try a new tactic, but be warned that isn't really going to be all that scalable, and it's surely going to get rejected if you're doing stuff like that in the video. These are all people that are using the product in their hands. They're able to make a bunch of different videos, which is because, you know, they just bought it on Amazon or whatever. And that really helps out because you can make basically an unlimited amount of ads without having to spend money on people making an ad for you or having to go through a huge editing process or anything like that. You can just order it to your house and make a bunch of, like, look at this, a bunch of ads like this. These videos constantly do well. They're getting over 20 to 30K, it seems like. A lot of them get more than that. And obviously the big ones with almost 30 million views, 13 million, 9 million, that's really good. And this is just from them buying the product so they can have it in their hand and make videos like this. Like a video like this only takes like 5 minutes to make. Obviously they're unboxing it in this video, so it's kind of like a one-time thing, but this video probably takes like 5 minutes to make. It's pretty intriguing, right? Like, that seems pretty fun. I want to have one of those things. But overall, that's one thing that you're going to want to keep in mind. So depending on you, if you want to go ahead and start with either reusing content, that's fine, or you can just go ahead and actually buy the product from Amazon so you can get started making content like this. Okay, so now we're gonna go to the TikTok Ad Center. Like I said, this is a new Chrome, so I'm gonna quickly see if I can run through this and make a dummy account. Okay, sorry guys, I'm back. So once we get over to the website or the ads manager, we're gonna go ahead and click on website conversions. Obviously, you're gonna have your pixel that you have from your linked website. You know, I don't have it because I didn't link my actual dropshipping Shopify store, but that's okay. Who should see your ads? Obviously, we're gonna probably leave that in the US. Demographics, you're probably gonna leave this on all. If we're gonna target the female audience with a beauty product, we'll go ahead, select beauty, and age, we'll just leave it at all, right? Because this is something that someone of all ages would want in the beauty sector. Maybe not below 17, but you know, whatever. You can we'll just do all for this sake, but you know what I mean. You'd want to target whatever you're trying to sell your product to. Languages, we're not going to do all. We're going to do English since the ad is going to be created in the English language. You're going to show your ads in TikTok. Just make sure this stuff is not turned on. You want to do TikTok only. We're going to go ahead and continue. Oh, it's not going to let me continue from here on without a pixel. Okay guys, well, you would add your pixel, and once you set your budget, obviously I don't know what your budget is, but you would set it in a way that lets you split it evenly across the different ads that you're gonna do. Right now, you're only gonna have one ad, but I'd recommend if you're gonna launch it and you really wanna take it serious, I'd try your best to make maybe 9 different ads if you can, right? Maybe for one of them, you're probably gonna try like 2 or 3 different hooks. You're gonna try maybe 2 or 3 different bodies. Call to action is probably gonna be pretty much the same, but you get the gist. You're just gonna try to make as many ads as you can without getting, you know, too repetitive, because at some point you're just gonna be talking about the same things that you were already talking about in the first one. So keep that in mind. But once you go ahead and make that ad, you can go ahead and evenly disperse it across those individual ads and see which one does the best. Or you can go ahead and just start with one for your first products. But I'd recommend starting with a couple, right? Not a couple, more than a couple. But you know what I mean. If you have more questions about that, you can go ahead and ask me in, like I said, whatever I linked below in the description. But yeah, that's about it for this video. If you have any questions, go ahead and ask me, drop a comment, make sure you like the video, subscribe, and I'll be back in the next one.
Do you know it costs to sleep in your house? It's all about residual income.